Right, g'day team. Welcome to our session. Sorry this has to be a pre-record, but I got plenty on, and so unfortunately can't be with you live. But I thought I'm not going to disappoint. We're going to have that session available for you to jump on, do, get better, train, motivate, whatever. Okay, it's here. So today's session is really a good little one. Love my 8-minute pieces. I think they're fantastic. It gives us time to work, have that break in between. One of the breaks is probably going to be a little bit tougher than the others. But what today's about, when we've always got to be working on that technique and that rhythm and the sequencing of our stroke and getting it right. But today, like other days when we use the rating, it's about finding out and continuing to work on how we make rating happen. Okay, just with movement speed. Okay, rather than the focus being on I've got to push harder and I've got to be more aggressive with the stroke to get the rating. We just want to be able to move the hands, just that extra speed of ourselves moving on the machine. Quicker hands move forward slightly faster. Okay, yes, a little bit more leg acceleration. That creates our speed. Okay, it creates our speed, but then it also allows us to slow the speed down by having patience. Okay, so when we do like pyramids or up and down, which is we've got one here, it allows us that when we have to go down in rating from being up high, that we're just holding the patience by ourselves, just slowing ourselves coming forward. Okay, so when we've got the resistance of the chain that's trying to draw us back into the front, we're like holding it back. We've got control of that handle as we go forward. Okay, so in the session today, we've obviously got the first 8 minutes pretty easy, 4 and 4. Second one's just a pyramid, 20 to 24 back to 21. Okay, so as we come down in rate, we're just like holding it back slightly. This third one's a good fun one. Okay, it's 1 minute changes, but we use 20 as the base rate, and every second minute we jump it up. Okay, so we go 20, 22, then we go 20, 24, we go 20, 26, 20, 28. Okay, so that is where we get a little bit more understanding about control. Okay, now when we do that set specifically, what I don't want you to be doing is just automatically slowing everything down. Okay, we want to see a low and gradual slow of the speed. Okay, by having the control forward, but we've still got to try and hold that acceleration. So we let the flywheel slow down over 7, 8, 9, 10 strokes. Okay, so it's not just a 26 and then 20, slow it down, whatever. Okay, we'll let it come down a little bit, and then we just slowly let that flywheel slow down. Okay, but that's us controlling it. That's us having the patience, because we can control it on the way up, but we've also got to understand how we control it on the way down, especially for like workouts like that. Okay, and then obviously with the last piece, we're just going to build it up. Okay, real simple, 22 to 28. We're just going to tap it along, and we're just going to use that same philosophy that we're doing. Just how can we find more speed without trying to think about doing more work? And I think that's probably the key with a lot of stuff that we do. The better we start to understand that it's actually just us moving quicker on the machine. Okay, taking a little bit quicker time on the recovery, starting to find the drive speed to be quite a little bit faster. That's how we get the speed. Okay, we should be pushing, we should be having good commitment to the stroke pretty much every stroke, right? Managing ourselves for the entire piece of workout. So sitting on something going, yeah, heart rate's working, I'm working, etc. But how can I find more speed without being like, I've got to just work harder? Okay, we find more speed with rating. And when we start to understand that we find more speed with that freedom of our bodies, yes, we're going to work harder anyway, okay, because we've got to do more strokes per minute. But we're not doing it by specifically just pumping the legs down and being like, I'm working harder this stroke so it goes faster. Okay, the speed of what we're doing is where we're going to find the speed on the machine. Okay, so we'll talk about that as we go through. But good little session, okay, and we should be able to pump it out. Okay, so remember as well, if this is start of your week, later in the week, depending on how you're feeling, dictate how the session goes. Okay, if it starts getting a little bit heated, probably say you're getting a bit flustered during it, just take it down a little bit. You don't have to hit the same ratings, but just try and do something. Okay. Because at the end of the day, we're here trying to just help that form and that technique and rhythm, learning about ourselves, learning what effect that we have and how it relates to what happens on the screen. Okay. The other thing as well, as always, if it's early in the week, late in the week, adjust your drag if you need to. Okay. If it feels too heavy, drop it down, get a little bit more speed. Vice versa, if it feels too quick, maybe just push it up a bit. It's always there, right? It's ways and means to work harder without actually working harder by using resistance. Okay, and we just got to make sure we're at the same time that we're tempering ourselves and we're in a good place physically. Otherwise, if we're not getting a lot of benefit out of it, that's a big conversation we could have at some stage. But we've got to make sure that we're getting benefit out of what we're doing. Otherwise, why are we doing it? Okay, and so make sure every time we're on the rowing machine, we're getting some really good benefit out of it. Majority of the session has to be beneficial. Otherwise, sometimes it's fatigue. Probably need to take a break. And if it's a mental side of things, tough week, stressed out, bit of anxiety, don't do the session. Just sit there, tap along, watch something on TV. Okay. But for now, let's rock and roll. Let's get better. Okay. Let's do this properly. Let's really work on the parts of the stroke, as always, that we're trying to to get quicker, to get better. Okay. Right. So let's warm up. We should only need a couple of minutes. But be loose. Okay. Let's stretch it out. Get the bodies into position. Get the backs moving. Really just start by having that nice loose hands. Good movement. Okay, and we just slowly stretch out. With the stroke, just getting longer and longer. Feeling that rhythm. Okay, feeling the handle. Feeling that setup. Getting that setup nice now. Slightly exaggerated if you can. Hands just rolling out over the knees. Roll in. Feeling that momentum around the finish. Okay, we shouldn't have to make ourselves get out like that. We should really feel what's happening here and how that relates to the recovery. Okay, handles never stopping here at the finish. We don't want to see that. We want to have them moving away. We want to feel that speed in and that speed out. We have the core engagement, which stops us from slumping here or thinking we've got to really lean out too far. Okay, we get to a point which is perfect release, and then the hands just roll out, lead back towards the catch. Okay, so that's the setup. That helps get the body starting to get in that position forward. So by the time, you don't have to be set here, okay, and be rigid. We want to make sure we're setting so we're 90-95%. And the last part just takes that compression here. I'm set, I'm supple, and I can come out of the catch. Okay. So just push on for the last 5 or 10 strokes. Okay, really feel this hang under the armpits. Nice. Remember, feel like we're pushing away from the handle. Handle stays there. Both feet. Feel that pressure right through on those feet. Right through to pretty much nearly handle at the finish. Okay? Good. Right. Good. Okay. That's enough warm up. Should have a bit of a puff on. Heart rate's coming up. Okay. We should be ready to go. Okay, so the first set, as I mentioned, really standard. Okay, we're just going to get into rhythm. We're just going to row. We're just going to work on all the technical points. We're going to set ourselves up for when we're doing this and we're moving a little bit quicker. We're trying to get an increase in speed, okay, especially through the pyramid. Want to try and see a good speed change on the way up and then a good lineal sort of slow on the way down. Excuse me, a bit dusty here. Okay, so that's us. Crikey, it is a bit dusty today. So, select workout, new workout, intervals time. Okay, whip that up to 8 minutes. And then across we go and we do that set time as the 1 minute. Boom, there we are. Okay, all set, ready to go. We're going to just roll through this first 8 minutes and it's all technical focused, all rhythm focused. Okay, so let's tune in. Let's push ourselves into those positions we want to get to. And let's really nail it. Okay, so sitting ready. Are you ready? Row. Okay, so we let this machine come up to speed. Nice. And let's be comfortable in our positioning. Okay, remembering that we get into that compressed position. We can't overreach. We shouldn't try and overreach. We should be content with wherever we're sitting here and we feel we get to that position, we're here, and you're like, that's it, okay? We can try and look for more stretch later, okay, but as we start off, get yourself just set nicely, heads are up, holding ourselves in good place, and really making sure that we feel the reach, the stretch, and the hang is under the armpits, okay? We shouldn't feel like it's up here, okay? We should really feel it low through to here, through the lats, big muscle groups. We've got the power to hang the amount of pressure that we're trying to produce while we're on the machine, okay? It's all about biomechanics, physiology, where we get that speed, okay? The nice movement, continuous motion. And we're trying to get that flywheel moving. And then if we work on the smoothness around both ends, we maintain the speed that the flywheel's at, which means that our speed on the screen should also stay the same. Okay, so breathing into it, finding this rhythm, nice and flat with the handles. Be smooth. Okay, the drive is smooth. It's like that spinning top. You've got to make it go through the stroke, We can't hit the front from the catch. We've got to connect, and then we've got to rhythm through that. Push and swing together. It's where we get the speed and motion, using those large muscle groups, legs, through the body. Okay? Brush the body, hands away. Feel the resistance in the handles. And then once we get out over the knees, we roll back on the slide at one speed. Okay, we don't want to be quick and slow. We don't want to be slow here and then have to shoot in. Okay, one speed forward. So up two now. So move everything a little bit quicker. Hand speed, drive speed will come. There it is. Okay, and just by moving that a little bit quicker, all round, we've got that rating up. Our speed on screen should have got quicker too. Okay, nice. Really good. Okay, engage that core around the finish. Let that feeling in the toes against the foot strap. It helps us at the finish. What they're there for. We've got to use that with the momentum of the body to get back over and to feel ourselves floating in those shoes. And then weight on the feet just before the front. There. Okay, transfer of weight throughout that recovery. Holding body posture. Rhythm. Okay. Nice. Really good. Okay, we're just moving back and forward. Time and time again. Working on the little bits. Compress. Hang out of the front. Okay, arms out long. Leave them there. Push away from them. They'll come back through when the body is getting driven with the legs. And then they'll finish off naturally. We shouldn't have to think about when do I have to pull them in. If we swing properly, you'll feel there's just a natural time when the arms are going to break anyway to draw into the finish. Good. Sitting back through the stroke, that push, pushing the body. Nice. Okay, good. Nice smooth rhythm. Controlled. Good flow. Move with the machine. Really hang off the front. Resist the temptation to grab, okay? It is hard to protect this front part without being like that, okay? Feeling like we're going to take something. If we roll in and we feel that smooth change, that's where we feel like we've just left the handle out front, just push away from it. Good, okay? Good start, okay? A good work on there. Now we'll start to have a play with a little bit of this rating and speed, okay? So keep the focus on a continuous motion, the smooth rhythm that we're trying to find, okay? The setup around the finish. When we go up and rate, we've just got to move this part a little bit quicker. Okay, that's the first part. Once we do that, then we focus on speed of legs. Okay, we don't go and then we go, oh, I'm going to have way more power. We just think about the acceleration speed. So we've got recovery time is quicker, and we need drive time to be quicker also. We can do that with speed of drive rather than power of drive. Okay, here we go. Moving in. Now, we're starting at 20. We're just going to go up every minute. So get this moving again. Find that smooth rhythm, be comfortable. You know, when we start off in a piece, in a set, we don't have to hit our numbers within the first 10 seconds. Okay, we can take this 30 seconds of just getting this flywheel up to speed, getting the body back into the movement, and being comfortable. And then we've got our setup, we've got the platform that we're going to try and take through. Work on it from there. Okay, up one now. So one stroke a minute is just a real subtle change. Remember, don't worry if the rating's flashing in and out of something. Just get an understanding of our effect, moving the speed, how we can dictate the rating and the speed with our patience or with moving with the chain quicker. Good. So that hand. Nice. Okay, feel the relationship here, hands and feet. As we push, we can feel the hand. Up one, now, 22. Okay, and there we go. Just a smooth change by increasing the pace around the finish, increasing the speed forward, and also thinking about the speed of our drive. Good. Nice. Good rhythm. And you just hold this. And as you'll notice, the speed now quicker than when we started. So focus again, up one, now 23. Speed of drive, movement speed with the hands, recovery. Good. Nice. Good rhythm. Nice and focused. Work, rest. Be smooth. Take our time. to breathe and feel ourselves being loose on this recovery. Use the machine to our advantage. 24, here we go. Now, okay, so just a little bit extra. Good. Okay, tap it along. Remember the front has to be smooth. Roll in and away. There. So we roll around the front. Around. Pick up the flywheel speed. Nice. Okay, good. Good rhythm. Good momentum. Nice. Okay. So ready for the first down change. So it's patience on the recovery. Now. Okay. You'll be able to feel that, but try and maintain as much of that leg acceleration as possible. And it will just gradually slow over the period. Okay. Now we're on to that 23 rhythm again. Rolling with it. Nice body motion. Push and swing. Ready to go. Down, 22. Now, patience. Patience. There it is. Good. Really nice. Slow. Good rhythm. Good momentum. Really good. Okay, breathe into it. Relax the face. Listen to the machine. Feel the whirl. One smooth pressure for the drive. Okay. Down one. Now. Let ourselves glide into the front. Nice hang. Really good. Rhythm. Momentum. It's nice. Hey, we've got control. We're working with the machine. Using it. To our advantage on the recovery. Help draw us back to the front so we can get into position and then we can push against it, create the speed. Okay? Really good. Nice. Okay, so pyramid's always a great one, especially just singular rate. Okay? If you went from being the 20 we started on and the 24 through the middle, huge change in speed, right? But we haven't thought about specifically working harder to get that speed, okay? And the more that people understand it, how we can move with the machine and against the machine and the rhythm of it that creates our speed, creates maintainable speed. And that's what we're trying to find. And most times, most sessions, it's maintainable speed. We're not out there to pump it out for 1 minute pieces. We've got to be able to try and hold it, get that flow. We're just tapping along, maintaining. Okay, here comes the fun one. 20 now. So every even minute, we have 20. And then we bump it up in that between one, the odd minute. It'll be reasonably easy for the first couple, but the biggest step ups later is where we've really got to get that good focus. The step up and the step down. Okay, just slow, getting back into that rhythm, the posture of the body, the roll, momentum. This is good. Okay, up to 22 now. Just like that. We move quicker. Focus the hang and accelerate. Okay. Focus should be on this handle. That's the connection point between us and the machine. The better we hang it out the front and let it come back to us smoothly, the more maintainable the rhythm can be. Good. Nice. Down 2 now. Okay, so we've still got that speed of the drive. We just have to maintain the smoothness on the recovery. Patience. The speed of the drive will slow back down also. And then we find that ratio between the two. There it is. Okay, so focusing technique here. Smooth rhythm around the front. Roll. And press and push away. Handle coming back to us. Right. 24. Now. So accelerate, but move quicker on the recovery. There it is. Okay. Now the flywheel's at that speed. Relax into it. Breathe. Tap it along. Good. Real good. Momentum. Feel that speed of the handle coming to the body. Same speed that it moves out. That's the inertia. The change in force. Down to 20. Now, accelerate, hold back. Let it come down over a period, okay? So we've still got acceleration of the drive, but we're holding forward. Good. Ratings there, the speed still holding, just dropping slightly. breathing into it, feeling the momentum of the body. Good. Okay, going up to 26. Here we go. Now, so speed, 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 move. Now we're at that speed. Flywheel's moving quicker. Pick it up smoothly. Tap it along. Tap it along. Okay, breathe into it. Feel the rhythm. Momentum of the body. Flat draw. Flat chain. Nice and parallel. Okay, take our time. Down. Now, patience. Smooth. Okay, control. Okay, feel that speed just gradually slow. Flywheel loses a few revs every minute, every stroke. And now we're back after 40 odd seconds, which is a good slow decrease. Okay, breathe. Open the mouth. You're going to have to tap it along. Here we go. Build it up. Let it come. Now, move. A little bit quicker. A little bit quicker. There it is. Okay, now hang. Be sharp, quick, smooth around the catch. Nice. Hold this rhythm. Breathe into it. Loose. Get that recovery. Switch off. Soft knees. Momentum out of the finish. Okay, take it down. Okay, real good. Real good, real punchy. Okay, really good working that decrease. Holding that patience as we come forward. Okay, to get that slow decrease in the flywheel. Get back to those lower ratings. Okay, it's a bit of an art form. It's really good practice, but you can just see how we dictate a lot about the machine, okay, by our movement, speed forward, okay, or if we needed to be like holding it back and how that dictates the rating. Still got to be sharp around the front, still can't stop at the finish, still got to keep this continuous motion going. Okay, so breathe it in, suck it up, last piece, 22 to 28. Here we go. Now, so let's find our feet, find our rhythm for this first 2 minutes. Let it build here. Breathe. Move freely. But really start with that hang. Leave the arms out there. Push away from them. Okay? The hang strength, the grip strength is going to hold it anyway. It's not going to slip out of our hands. but it's been able to get it there, connect, and then apply that pressure through that stroke. Okay? The legs are driving that body back towards the finish. Okay? Rolling in. Here's our metronome. Smooth application. Good. Press. Let the body roll up there into the position. We're prepared. We're patient. We're smooth. We engage. And then we press both feet through the glutes, through the quads, hammies, pushing it right back, up to. Now, same, focus as before, movement speed. There it is. Easy, good change. Now we have to settle into this rhythm, manageable, maintainable. Travel forward quicker, but we hang. Push away from the handle. Hands out over the knees. Feel what's happening in the shoes. That little bit of toe pressure on the strap helps draw us forward. Changing pressure to the balls just before the catch there. Helping that pressure. Good. Roll with it. Metronomic, continuous motion. Good. Okay. Here to go up to. Tapping it along. Here we go. Now we have a real one-to-one ratio. Drive, recovery. Freedom around the finish. Okay? Don't hold it on too long into the body. Let it brush the body. Release that pressure. Okay, the hands and the hand you're going to hold right through to the body. Brush the body, release. Good. Keep this rating in the rhythm. Okay? Breathe, move. Okay? Have elastic length. Be content with the compression point without searching for more. Good. Hang. It's the key. The drive. Legs and body. Real good. smooth. Okay, good patience. Think about it yourselves. Prepare to change. Now, okay, last 2 minutes. Breathe, move, tap. Good. Hold this rhythm. And we tap it along. Keep it free. Stay loose. Flywheel. Okay, think about the flywheel. It's moving. How do I maintain it? Maintain it. Body posture. Technique. The hang. Okay? Last minute. Here it is. Now, with me. Hang. Long arms. Trust it. Feel the push. Push and swing. Symmetry. Summation of forces. Sequence. Good. Here we go. Last 30 seconds. Hold. Freedom. Nice. Tap it along. Hold the speed. Relax the face. Good. All the way. You beauty. Right. Okay. What a ripper. Really nice. Okay. Great workout with a lot of focus. Okay, so not only should you be pretty physically tired, but just mentally as well from focusing on so much. There's always something happening, which is really good. Okay, so let's just breathe it out. We'll row for a few minutes here as a warm down. But if you want, just press your menu a couple of times. It's going to save that into your logbooks, save it into the memory. Okay, now we can just start to pull ourselves back into a bit of composure. Okay, let's start to think about the length of the stroke. We don't have to think about the pressure. Just use the body weight. Okay, push and swing. Feel that rhythm. Okay, nice. Good. Focus. Patience. Just bring our bodies, our minds, everything back under control. Take the opportunity now to feel the chain, and the handle in your fingers for this recovery. Just feel it, how it's drawing us back. If we don't feel like we could just be drawn back super quick, you know, like the resistance of this handle, the bungee that's pulling it back. If we don't feel like that's super quick and happening, there's a little bit of like, we do that and the chain sort of bends a little bit. Time to change the bungee. Okay, for the very small amount of dollars, $10 or whatever it is, it makes a big difference to the machine and to the way that you row. Okay, easy enough to put in by yourself. There's plenty of instructions online to how to do it. Okay, thoroughly recommend it. It is probably a two-person job if you're not used to it, just to hold the chain and bits and pieces, but it works really well. Okay, so just stretch this out here for another minute. Just breathing, Starting to now feel the body weight. Okay, so feel enough pressure on the legs to push the body backwards while we're hanging in these arms. There, through to the body. There, okay, nice. So, think about the session. Okay, this is always a good time to recapture it. Think about it. Where did it feel good? Where did you start to fall? Wheels start to fall off a bit, if they did at all. And think about it for next time, for what needs to be done. Okay, rate yourself in terms of, how did I feel about my pickup? Did I occasionally feel a bit of a grab? Okay, or did I get a really nice smooth one every now and again? And I was like, yeah, that's real good. Okay, rate that by yourself about all the little bits and pieces that we did through. Okay, right to the ratings on the way down, the ratings on the way up. Do you feel like you did it well? Do you feel like it was a little bit forced? Okay, all of these are really good things to learn, because at the end of the day, we're trying to learn a lot more about ourselves and about what we do on the rowing machine, and how what we're doing technically dictates speed. Okay, how efficient we can be. And that's really just trying to capture that so that we can be better at being on the rowing machine for whatever comes, whatever's thrown at us. Okay, low rate, high intensity, power strokes, whatever it is. We're still working towards holding form and technique and rhythm, okay, which is what we need to be doing to be able to maintain speed, okay? If we change our technique all the way through a piece, okay, we're going to have a change in technique, we're going to have a change in speed. If we commit to the technique and we hold that, we should have a very limited fade or loss of speed through different pieces, okay? And that's really the goal, right? Because at the end of the day, if we test ourselves on these, the best way to know is, can we manage this time for the whole period? Okay, we don't want to be like, oh, I've gone out super hard and by the end of it, I'm really slow. I want to try and flip that around and make it pretty flat all the way through. Okay, it's also super hard to go slower and higher. Okay, but even trying to do it evenly is the way it works. Okay, look at any runners in the world or whatever. You tend to find it's hard to speed up in that last part because you've just been going so quick from the beginning. Okay? And this is no different. Rowing is a sport that shows you that you just go like you come out of the blocks, you've got to find the speed, and everybody is slowing down. Okay, and if you've got anything at the finish, great. But we want to try and get it as flat as possible. Okay, so that's why when we're doing pieces, or steady state stuff, the goal should be to try and hold the speed all the way. Now, if it goes slightly quicker, great. If it's because of technique, awesome. If we're having to work a little bit harder to do it, okay, just back it back a little bit and make sure that we're getting the speed through the technique, through the rhythm, okay, rather than just trying to work harder. Because at the end of the day, we can always work harder, right? I can tell you to work harder and it's great. But if we don't do it properly, you won't be able to work harder for long, okay? But if I ask you and you're doing it properly, you could work harder for a little bit longer than somebody else. So that's it, right? Trying to get better, ourselves better, and that's the key. So hopefully you enjoyed today, okay? Hopefully there's enough good coaching tips there for you. Sorry there's no Q&A today. We'll do that next time. But well done, okay? Pat yourselves on the back. Some pretty good stuff, especially in this last part. Started ramping up a little bit for you there, okay? But plenty to think about. Keep working on it. Keep working on that smoothness, the timing, the relaxation, okay? Us versus the machine. Got to be smooth around the catch and just opening that body as we go through the stroke. Not hitting the catch, spinning top, right? Got to create the speed. Rowing stroke, got to create the speed. And once we start to understand it, by doing that is how we get the speed not off the front, and then you can't get any more speed through the middle. Okay, that's when we're going to start to understand how we can produce speed, what our maximum production is going to be, and how long we're going to be able to do it for. Okay, great work, team. Pat yourselves on the back. Awesome session, and always come back and revisit it. Okay, so thanks very much from me and the Sensei team. Stay safe, enjoy the rest of your week, and keep it up. Okay, let's get better together. Peace out, team.